Hello learners, welcome to the solution of this question. This is a question on probability and we are given that there are two events A and B and probability of A is 0.3 and probability of B is 0.8 and we have to identify the value of probability of A intersection B in the case where A and B are independent events. What are independent events? Case of independent events opposed, we have to identify the probability of B given A, so this equal to probability of B. And similarly, if we have to identify the probability of A given B, this is equals to probability of A, such that the probability of B given A is same as the probability of B. This is what independent event mean. So in part B, we have to identify the minimum possible value of probability of A intersection B, and in part C we have to identify the maximum possible value of probability of A intersection B, and we also have to justify our answer. So suppose let's start from part A. We have to identify the value of A intersection B. We will use the conditionality probability formula here, which is if we have to find the probability of A given B, it is nothing but probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. Or if we have to identify the probability of B given A, this is nothing but probability of A intersection B divided by probability of A. So using either of these formula, we can say the probability of A intersection B will be probability of B multiplied by probability of A given B. And since these are independent events, we can say that probability of A given B is nothing but probability of A. Then this will be probability of B into probability of A. Now probability of B is given in question, which is 0.8, and probability of A is given as 0.3. So on multiplying we get 0.24. So A intersection B is nothing but 0.24. Now we have to identify the minimum possible value of probability of A intersection B. Now the simple Venn diagram that probability of A union B is nothing but probability of A plus probability of B. That is, we are trying to identify the probability of A union B. So what will be the probability of A union B? Probability of A plus probability of B, counted this area twice, we will have 2 section B. Now probability of A union B is 0.3 plus 0.8 minus probability of A intersection B. And now we know any probability cannot be greater than 1 and it will always be greater than equal to 0. So using this property of probability, the basic property, we can say that 1.1 minus probability of A intersection B is always less than equal to 1 and greater than equal to 0. We have to put a condition on this, simplifying it. From this part of equation, we can say that probability of A intersection B is always greater than equal to 0.1. And from this point of equation, we can say that probability of A intersection B is less than equal to 0.1. Now this condition is useless because we already know that any probability is always less than equal to 1. From this we can identify the minimum probability of A intersection B is 0.1. So first part of our question is solved, and now we try to identify the maximum possible value of probability. So when trying to find the maximum possible value of probability, we have to understand one thing, that the maximum possible value of P A intersection B the maximum will be lower of probability of A or probability of B. Whatever is the lower value of PA or PB would be the maximum possible value. We are trying to write it by the maximum possible value. So if probability of A is 0.3 and probability of B is 0.8, the maximum possible value of intersection of both can be equal to lower of these two probabilities. So the lower of these probability is probability of A. Hence the maximum value of A intersection B will be equal to 0.3. So we have been able to solve all the parts. The probability of A intersection B, events are independent, is 0.24. The minimum value of A intersection B is 0.1 and maximum value is 0.3. For more such questions, please do visit our website www.iitnacademy.com and register yourself for detailed solution. Thank you.